about all your insecurities. What? Drag me like 2 hours to your family's house. What? Said you need some time, but I should stick around. What? Always felt like sticking around the same experience.
Hey y'all, as y'all can tell by the title of this video, is going to be how I get my Amazon wigs to look like $300-400 luxury wigs, okay? So this is everything that came in the package: an elastic band, edge brush, a pack of 2 stocking caps, and the wig itself. This wig is a 30-inch lace frontal wig. It is like a 1B color. I was going to dye it jet black, but I forgot to get the dye, so we just left it as it is. But this is just me showing you the hair and the nets. And then I'm showing you guys the lace. This is a pre-plucked wig, and it also has like the baby hairs already separated. But of course, you can continue to pluck some more and add more baby hairs or less baby hairs, whichever, your preference is. This wig also came with an elastic band like made into it. Normally they come with like an elastic band that you can like add on yourself, but this one was already sewed on. So kudos to them for that. And then this is just me showing you guys what it looks like, how full it is. I don't know what the density is. I'll try to leave it in the description box, but it was very, very full. In this clip, I'm just taking that piece of lace in the back, and I'm just going to cut it off because you don't really need it for anything. I don't even know why it's back there, honestly, but just go ahead and cut that piece off because you don't need it. And then in this next clip, I'm going to be showing you how I place the wig onto my mannequin head in preparation for bleaching the knots. So here I'm showing you guys what I use to bleach the knots. I'm using some bleaching powder, some 30 volume developer, and a mixing bowl with an applicator brush. 30 volume developer is perfect. It's not too strong. It's not going to bleach too fast. So you're not going to like risk, messing up the lace or messing up the hair. So I think 30 volume developer is perfect. If you are advanced and you want to use 50, go right ahead. But me, I use 30. And I'm going to do 2 scoops of powder, and I'm not going to measure the developer. I don't know. I just kind of eyeball it. And then I, add more if I need to, or add more powder if I need to thicken it back up. And y'all are probably wondering why I'm stirring it the way I'm going to start stirring it. But it's because when I stir it regular, like powder flies everywhere and it'd be all over the counter. And baby, we're not trying to waste no product. So I kind of start stirring it like that until it starts to thicken up a little bit and everything starts to stick together. And then I start to kind of stir it like regular. But basically, you just want to stir it until all that developer is mixed in, and then you can kind of start to see like what kind of consistency you're going to have. And in a few minutes or a few seconds, you'll see that it's going to be like a pancake, cake batter type of consistency. Really not even that. I would say like a sour cream, like the consistency of sour cream. That's like the perfect way to explain it. So here, this is what I mean by sour cream consistency. It's not too runny and it's not too thick. Like, if it's too runny, it's going to seep through the lace and it's going to bleach the roots of the hair. And if it's too thick, it's not going to, like, bleach the knots at all. So this is the perfect consistency. Okay, so now it's time to apply the bleach to the lace. And you want to make sure that you are being light-handed with this part. I know it looks like I'm kind of being a little heavy-handed, but I'm not. If you do apply too much pressure, then you're going to press that bleach through the lace and it's going to bleach the roots of the hair. So you want to make sure that you're being very light-handed with this step and making sure that you're covering all of the lace, because you don't want some parts to be bleached and some parts to not be bleached. So just make sure that you're very light-handed and you're applying it to the entire lace.
You're like guns with the aching, getting under my skin. Pretty little young thing, had a nigga call her face, got me too excited. Yeah.
So to start out, I set my timer for 20 minutes, and then I will check it after 20 minutes. And I saw that it was still not bleached to my liking, so I ended up adding an additional like 10 or 15 minutes, I believe. And I went to go back in and check it like around when it had 8 minutes left. And I'm just showing y'all like how I check it. I pull it off and I look at it that way, and you can see those knots. So at this point, I was ready to go ahead and rinse it out. So I rinsed off all the bleach, and now I'm going to go ahead and like cold wash the hair. I'm not very particular about what I use to wash the hair, so I'm just using some 2-in-1 Pantene shampoo and conditioner that I had, I think, from when I went on vacation in Florida. And then I'm also going to be using like just some random like conditioner that I had. And I'm just going to make sure I scrub the lace really, really good with that shampoo and make sure that I wash the hair. If you're not pre-washing, co-washing, whatever you want to call it, your weave or your wigs or your bundles, you dirty and you need to start doing it, because you're going to see all that dirt come out. of that hair, and it's just gonna be nasty. And then on top of that, you get a better like straighten and pass. Look at all that dirt. You get a better straighten and a better pass when you like co-wash the hair. So always co-wash your hair before you install it.
You play me, no ground dirty, shameful, crazy. I need to know how the new nigga you got does the same thing I do for a living, but it's way less wavy. How you even managing to keep straight faces? And all the pictures that I've seen lately, Lord knows you still look amazing. That's what's
After applying conditioner, I will go through with the wide tooth comb and just detangle the hair. And then you're gonna see me just rinse it out with some cool water. And look at that luster. Like, look at the hair. It's giving. So yeah, make sure that y'all co-wash and condition your hair. And then now we're gonna get into the plucking. So I'm using some angled tweezers, a rat tail comb, and I'm gonna just show y'all how I do it. I don't do anything too crazy when it comes to plucking, but I do a little something. So I'm gonna just make like a thin part between the hairline, and it don't matter what end of the comb you use. I don't know, it's just whatever, however I'm feeling at the moment, I guess. And basically I'm just gonna part it like that all the way across from ear to ear. The key to plucking is to move around. If you stay in one spot too long, you're going to have bald spots or thin spots. So you want to always be like moving around when you're plucking. So here I'm just plucking behind the line that I parted, and I'm moving around with it. And my tweezers are angled like going with the mannequin head, like parallel to the mannequin head, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to pluck and move around, and then I'm going to do that from basically ear to ear. Periodically, you're going to want to stop plucking and take your rat tail comb and just comb out all the hair that you've plucked, just so you can kind of have a better view of the hairline and if you need to continue to pluck some more or if you're good.
when I'm making your way too opinionated. Have to force it, have to fake it. You have potential, I could've shaped it. You went and caved in, we were waiting. I wasn't rushing, difference in ages. You're old enough, but you're still a baby. You shared stories when you did amazing. Things to be loyal, things to be patient. God was before me, I must have changed it. Shifted your focus.
Okay, so right here I'm plucking like towards the front of the wig, and I'm pulling it towards myself. So I'm just trying to thin out the baby hairs a little bit. So that's why I'm like grabbing it and plucking towards myself, because I kind of want to thin out those baby hairs. And then this is just me showing y'all like how much hair that I've, plucked so far. Like I said, you want to just make sure that you're combing the hair back and, taking out all that excess plucked hair. And then here I am making another thin part because I wanted to pluck it a little bit more. And I'm just going to do the same steps. This is my favorite part, time for the install. So this is a HD wig cap. I got this on Amazon. Don't say nothing about my braids. I've had these braids in for a minute. So yeah, I'm just going to put it on, pull it all the way down, and I'm going to cut my ears out just so that it can lay flush to my head. And you're going to be careful that you don't cut your hair or cut your ear. My glue of choice is Ghost Bond. What works for me may not work for you, but that's what I use, and I went on ahead and applied that to my hairline. I like to do this instead of using like the hairspray to hold my cap down because the glue seems to last longer. And then these little popsicle sticks, I'm just going to spread the glue evenly all the way around my hairline, and I'm going to let it air dry. Do not put that hot ass blow dryer on your freaking glue. It's not going to melt. It's not going to dry correctly. So just let it air dry. I promise you it's going to dry in like a couple seconds. So while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and like press my wig with the flat iron. I just want to get all those baby hairs and all those edges all pressed back. So when it's time for me to put the wig on, I don't have any like flyaways or stray hairs in my way. Okay, so I guess I wasn't recording. I thought I was, but I went on ahead and cut off the extra cap, and I left that part that was closest to my eyebrows. I left that on, and I pulled it back to like not middle of my head, but like kind of the top of my head. And then I went in with my Ruby Kisses cream foundation that's closest to my skin tone, and I'm going to put that all over the perimeter of my wig cap and in the middle because I'm going to do a middle part. And then in this next clip, you're going to see me use some rubbing alcohol to get all that oil and any excess like glue or anything off of my forehead, because I don't want anything on my forehead that's going to make my glue lift. Oil is going to make it lift, so you want to get all that oil from the makeup and everything off of your skin. And then I'm going to go in with that same brush and Ruby Kiss foundation and put it on the inside of my lace, because I don't use any type of like lace tint spray or foam or anything like that. I went ahead and adjusted the clamps in the back to my head size, and then I went on ahead and tossed that bad boy on and adjusted it a little bit more just to make sure that it's snug on my head, so when I put the glue down, it's still going to be tight all the way around how I like it. Before I add my glue, I'm going to go ahead and use my hot comb one last time to get all those stray hairs and flyaways out the way, so when it's time to glue the lace down, I don't have to worry about them getting stuck. Here I am just cutting the ear tabs off. I'm using the end of that rat tail comb to kind of just part like between my ear and my hairline. That way I know where to cut. And you're going to be careful not to cut yourself or cut too much of the hair off. And just going to cut all that excess ear tab off on both sides. So now it's time to apply our layers of glue. I normally do 3, but if I want like an extra hold, I'll do 4 layers. I think in this video I did 3, and I'm just going to put them right in front of where the wig cap is. And then I'm going to use a popsicle stick to just evenly spread it out.
Most of these things I wanna say, I wanna be around.
Alright, so now we're ready for our second layer of glue. Before you apply your second layer of glue, or any glue after the first layer, it needs to be clear like this. Do not add no more glue. If it's still got white residue, white patches, it needs to be clear. And let it air dry. Do not use the blow dryer because it's not going to dry the glue properly. If you made it this far, you've made it to the home stretch. Like, you cannot quit. You cannot give up now. Like, because we almost done. So you're going to go ahead and pull that wig forward into that glue. And then I like to take my rat tail comb and kind of like just firmly comb it into the glue. And take my scissors and cut my lace into 3 sections. That way I can kind of focus on each section individually and make sure that it's pressed into that glue really good.
You wanna hit me up when you're ready. You'll try and come back when you
I have to face. I gotta going with my melting band, elastic band, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna go in with my hot comb one last time just to get all those flyaways and stray hairs out of the way. Now, this is not the elastic band that it came with, but this is like the one I've been using for a very long time, and it gets the job done. I need this to be so tight to where like I don't have no circulation in my head. Like, I hate to say it, but that's how it's got to be. It's got to be super duper tight. It's got to go over my ears. It's got to be uncomfortable for at least a good 20 to 30 minutes. All right, y'all seen the bio silk. We're going to put that all throughout the hair. And then in a second, you're going to see me use the heat protecting straightening spray. And I just sprayed it on each section as I'm getting ready to straighten it. My flat iron is on the highest setting, which is like 410. And then I'm using the chase method with my comb just to get that really good straight pass. And y'all already know how I straighten my hair, so we don't have to do too much talking about that. I finished straightening my hair off camera, and I took off the elastic band so y'all can see what the lace is giving. I'm going to take my scissors and cut in like a zigzag motion to cut the excess lace off. I don't want to cut straight across because I don't want it to look like lace or look like a wig. I want it to look very natural. So just cutting like a zigzag motion when you're cutting off that excess lace.
I gotta find peace of mind. Please don't let me disgrace. He says it's impossible. The temptations of my...
I'm taking my spritz. I'm going to spray that on my fingertip, and then I'm just going to put it on the perimeter of the lace just to lay down any pieces that might have come up from me cutting the lace off. And then you're going to see me put my elastic band right back on because I need that to melt as well. And here is the final look. I did my baby hairs off camera. They're very simple. You just take out little sections, cut it at an angle, curl it with the flat iron, and I used some Got2b gel and my edge brush to swoop them. I just did minimal baby hairs, sideburns, and right above my eyebrows. And that's the final look. So I hope this was very helpful for anybody, and I'll leave all details linked below in the description.